Ladies and gentlemen, brothers, listen to me. One of the most mysterious yet revealing moments in human connection is found in a simple thing, a greeting. You can tell so much about what's in a woman's heart by the way she says hello. Now, some of you brothers are walking around blind, missing the signs, missing the cues, missing the moments when a woman is quietly telling you with her smile, with her tone, with her energy, I like you. See, women may not always be vocal about their attraction, but trust me, they will always express it in subtle ways. So today I want to break it down for you. I want to give you some wisdom, some understanding, so you'll never again miss the silent signals of attraction. When a woman greets a man she secretly likes, one of the most telling signs you will ever notice is in her smile. Now, let me slow down right here because I don't want you to miss this. A smile is not just about teeth showing. A smile is an expression of the soul. It's an outpouring of what's happening on the inside. And brothers, I want you to hear me clearly. The smile of a woman who's interested in you is not the same as the smile she gives her coworkers or the smile she gives the barista at the coffee shop or even the smile she gives a stranger on the street. There's something different about it, something warmer, something that lingers just a little bit longer, something that carries weight. See, when a woman greets you with that extended smile, she's doing more than being polite. She's revealing women by nature are expressive beings. They may try to hide it, they may try to downplay it, but when attraction shows up, it sneaks out through the cracks. And one of the easiest cracks for it to leak out of is her smile. A woman may not say, I like you directly because many women are guarded with their words, but her smile, that's hard to restrain when her heart skips a beat at the sight of you. Brothers, you've got to understand how powerful that smile is. When she sees you and her whole face brightens, that is not by accident. That is not casual. That is not standard procedure. She is giving you access to a part of her feminine energy that she does not hand out freely. Every man doesn't get that light in her eyes. Every man doesn't get that little dimple that shows when her lips curve just right. That's reserved for the man who has stirred something deeper inside her. Now, let me tell you the difference between the polite smile and the extended smile. The polite smile is quick, it's mechanical, it's like someone turning on a light switch and then flipping it right back off. Hey, how are you? And it's gone. That's politeness, but the extended smile, that's when her eyes lock on you and the corners of her mouth stay curved just a little longer than necessary. That's when she's still smiling even after you've turned your head because she's caught up in the glow of seeing you. That's when her smile comes with softness, like her whole body relaxes just at the sound of your name. And brothers, don't mistake this. Women are deliberate with their energy. They know how they want to present themselves. If a woman is smiling at you with that lingering warmth, she's making a choice. She is letting you see what most men never get to see. It's a peek into her interest, her admiration, her curiosity. She's saying without saying, I like what I see and I'm glad you're here. Think about this. A woman's smile is almost like an invitation. It's her way of opening the door to conversation, connection, possibility. She doesn't even have to say much. That smile is a language all its own. And when you ignore it or when you dismiss it as just friendliness, you might be missing one of the clearest signals she's trying to send you. Now, let me also caution you. Some brothers, when they see a woman smiling, automatically assume it means she's in love or she's ready to be with them or she's giving them the green light for everything. No, no, no. Don't get ahead of yourself. There are levels to this thing. But what I am telling you is that an extended smile is never meaningless. It's not random. A woman who greets you with that kind of smile is showing you she sees you differently. And if you're wise, you'll pay attention, you'll slow down, and you'll recognize the beauty of that signal. I can remember seasons of my own life where I was blind to these kinds of cues. A woman would be standing right in front of me, smiling like sunshine on a cloudy day, and I didn't know what to do with it. I'd walk away thinking, man, she's just real nice. But later I realized I had missed the door she was opening. Brothers, don't let that be you. When she greets you with that extended smile, don't dismiss it as just manners, because it's not. It's meaning. Now, some of you brothers might be saying, but RC, how do I know it's real? How do I know it's not just her being kind? That's a fair question. The answer is consistency. If every time she sees you, that smile comes alive like clockwork, that's not just kindness. If her smile appears before you've even spoken, that's not just routine. If she smiles at you when she doesn't have to, when there's no one watching, no audience, no reason to impress, that's when you know it's authentic. Her smile becomes almost like a rhythm in the way she greets you. She can't help it. She's happy to see you. You are a presence that shifts her atmosphere. And listen to me, brother, when your presence shifts a woman's atmosphere, you are not ordinary to her. That's not every day. That's not everybody. That's special. And here's another thing. When she greets you with that extended smile, it has an effect on you too. It boosts your confidence. It lifts your spirit. It reminds you that you are seen, you are appreciated, you are noticed. That's part of the feminine gift, to encourage, to inspire, to affirm without even using words. And her smile, when it's extended and intentional, carries that power. But you've got to be discerning, because just as quickly as she can smile at you, she can also pull it back if she feels disrespected, unsafe, or unappreciated. Don't ever take that smile for granted. Don't ever treat it like it means nothing. If she offers you that greeting with joy on her face, honor it, respect it, appreciate it. At the end of the day, brothers, the extended smile is like the spark at the beginning of a fire. It's not the whole flame, it's not the whole relationship, but it's a sign that something is there, something worth paying attention to. It's her quiet way of saying, I see you and I want you to see me too. So the next time a woman greets you with that kind of smile, slow down. Don't rush past it. Don't shrug it off. Let it sink in, because she may be telling you more in that moment than she'll ever have the courage to say out loud. And if you're wise, if you're mature, if you're paying attention, you'll know exactly what it means. All right, brother, let's walk deeper into this thing. We've talked about the extended smile, but now I want to unfold something just as powerful, just as revealing: the shift in her voice. When a woman greets a man she secretly likes, her voice tells on her. You see, words are important, but sometimes it's not the words themselves, it's the way those words are carried, the tone, the pitch, the melody in her voice. Those little details reveal what her heart is wrestling with. You got to understand something. A woman's voice is like an instrument. She knows how to play it in different ways depending on the environment she's in. At work, her voice may be clipped and professional. With family, it may be warm and casual. But when she greets a man she likes, her voice softens, it brightens, it sweetens, it carries an energy that's completely different. She's not just saying hello, she's pouring something into that greeting that makes it unique. I've seen this play out so many times. And brothers, you probably missed it because you're focused on the words instead of the sound. But let me tell you, women rarely hide their feelings completely, even when they try. The truth leaks out in subtle places, and one of the most common leaks is her voice. When her attraction is real, her tone gives her away. Think about it. If she greets you with the same flat, monotone hey that she gives everybody else, that doesn't mean much. But if her hey is stretched, if her good morning comes with a little melody, if her how are you carries genuine warmth, you'd better pay attention. That is not by accident. That is not routine. That's interest. That's admiration. That's affection sneaking through. See, attraction has a way of altering behavior. When a woman secretly likes you, her body, her expressions, even her vocal cords start working against her will. She might tell herself, stay cool, don't let him know. But when she opens her mouth, her voice betrays her. She can't help but let some of that sweetness seep into her tone. It's like honey dripping without her even realizing it. Now, let me say this, the voice shift is not always about softness. Sometimes it's about excitement. Sometimes her pitch rises when she sees you. That high comes out quicker, sharper, filled with energy. You walk into the room and suddenly her greeting is different than everyone else's. That's not a coincidence. That's attraction showing itself. She doesn't sound that alive with just anybody. Brothers, this is why discernment is so important. A woman's voice, when directed at you, is loaded with meaning. Don't just hear it. Listen. There's a difference between hearing and listening. Hearing is passive. Listening is intentional. Listening requires that you slow down and ask yourself, why did her tone change when she spoke to me? Why did her greeting sound different than when she greeted the others? You may not believe it, but sometimes a woman is saying more in the way she says your name than in the whole conversation. That good to see you, James, has a different ring when she likes you. She puts rhythm into your name. She wraps it in warmth. She frames it with a softness that lingers in your ears even after the conversation has moved on. And here's the beauty of it, she may not even realize she's doing it. Her attraction is leaking out unconsciously. But you, brother, if you're wise, you'll catch it. You'll recognize that something deeper is happening beneath that surface level hello. Now, I need to warn you, don't get cocky when you notice this. Don't walk around assuming every woman who raises her tone a little bit is in love with you. Some women are just naturally warm, naturally friendly. But when it comes to the one who secretly likes you, the difference is in the consistency and the contrast. Does her voice sound different with you than it does with everyone else? Does her tone rise, soften, or brighten when your presence enters the room? That's how you know it's not just personality, it's personal. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're in a group setting. She's talking with her friends, casual, relaxed. Her tone is steady. But then you walk up, suddenly her voice shifts. It rises with excitement or it dips into a softness she didn't have a moment ago. That's the traction. That's the heart speaking through the vocal cords. And if you're paying attention, you'll notice that difference immediately. And let me take it a step further. Sometimes the voice shift is subtle, almost hidden. She may speak a little slower when addressing you, as though she's savoring the moment. She may lower her tone just a bit, as though creating intimacy in the middle of a crowded space. Those are signs, brother. She's not just greeting you, she's communicating interest without ever saying the words directly. And listen, this is biblical in a sense. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. You can't hide what's in the heart forever. A woman who likes you will struggle to keep her voice steady because her heart is speaking through her tone. Her hello becomes almost like a confession wrapped in sound waves. You don't need her to say, I like you. Her voice is already whispering it. Brothers, here's the takeaway. The greeting matters, but the sound matters more. Don't just listen to what she says. Listen to how she says it. Because the truth is, women are careful with their words, but their voices, that's where the truth leaks out. And if you are wise enough to listen deeply, you'll hear what others miss. Attraction is not always shouted. Sometimes it's whispered in the melody of her greeting. Sometimes it's hidden in the rise and fall of her tone. Sometimes it's wrapped in the way she says your name. But if you're paying attention, you'll realize that the voice shift is her soul's way of saying, I'm happy you're here. I feel something for you. You are not just another face in the crowd. So I say again, brothers, don't walk through life blind to these signals. When a woman greets you and her voice shifts, when it softens, sweetens, rises, or glows, that's not an accident. That's her heart speaking. If you're discerning, if you're mature, if you're listening with wisdom, you'll know exactly what it means. Brother, let me talk to you today about something most men overlook, yet it's one of the most powerful, undeniable signals a woman gives when she secretly likes you. I'm talking about the way she locks eyes with you when she greets you. Now hear me, because this is deeper than a glance, deeper than a polite acknowledgement. Eye contact is spiritual. Eye contact is magnetic. Eye contact is a window into what a person is really feeling on the inside. And when a woman greets you with that lingering, locked gaze, she is saying something without ever opening her mouth. You got to understand, most people give what I call functional eye contact. That's the quick look, 2 or 3 seconds, just enough to show manners. It's transactional, not emotional. But when a woman likes you, brother, when she's drawn to you, her eyes won't let you go. She greets you with her words, but it's her eyes that tell the real story. There's a glow there, a softness, sometimes even a nervous sparkle. It's the kind of look that feels like it reaches past your face and peers into your soul. Let me slow down because I don't want you to miss this. Women are masters of restraint. They know how to guard their feelings, how to protect their vulnerability. But the one thing they cannot completely control is the way their eyes respond to someone they're attracted to. That's why they say the eyes are the windows to soul. If her soul is stirred by you, if her emotions are engaged, if her spirit is leaning toward you, you will see it in the way she looks at you. When she greets you and her eyes lock on yours, it's like time slows down for a moment. Other people may be in the room. Other conversations may be happening. But in that instant, it feels like it's just the two of you. That's not a coincidence. That's not casual. That's chemistry. That's a woman silently saying, I see you. I notice you. You matter to me. Now, some brothers miss this because they're too distracted. They're fumbling with their phone, looking around the room, or too insecure to hold her gaze. And because of that, they miss the silent language she's speaking. Let me tell you something. A woman who greets you with locked eyes is taking a risk. She's giving you a piece of her heart without uttering a word. The least you can do is look back long enough to honor that. And let me be real with you. There's a difference between casual eye contact and that intentional lock. Casual is when she glances at you, then looks away. But when she likes you, her eyes linger and there's often a softness in her face. Sometimes she'll even smile with her eyes before her lips catch up. That's what they call smiling eyes. That's attraction leaking out, brother. That's her heart saying more than her words ever could. But pay attention, because sometimes it's not just softness, it's also nervousness. A woman who secretly likes you may greet you with eyes that dart back and forth, struggling to hold steady. You might think she's avoiding you, but in truth, her emotions are so strong she doesn't know what to do with them. That quick glance followed by a shy look away is still telling you the same thing. You stir something in me. Whether she locks her gaze or struggles to keep it, both are signs of attraction. Let me also point out that the power of her eye contact is not only in how long she looks, but in the way she looks. When she greets you, her pupils may dilate slightly. Science tells us that's a physical reaction to attraction. Her brows may lift just a little, almost like she's surprised and delighted to see you. She may blink slower, like she's savoring the moment. These are not accidents. These are unconscious revelations of a heart that's stirred. And brothers, I want you to realize the responsibility that comes with noticing this. When a woman greets you with eyes that lock onto yours, she's not just giving you attention, she's giving you trust. She's saying, I'm allowing you to see me. That's a vulnerable place for a woman, and if you are immature, careless, or arrogant, you can damage her spirit by mishandling it. So if you recognize it, don't exploit it, honor it, respect it. Be the kind of man who is worthy of the way she looks at you. Let me take you deeper. Eye contact is not just emotional, it's spiritual. When two people look into each other's eyes, there is a silent exchange happening. That's why it can feel so intense, even intimidating when an attraction is present. When she greets you and her eyes connect with yours, there's a transfer of energy. You feel it, she feels it, and sometimes it's overwhelming. That's why she may break the eye contact quickly, because it's too real. Or she may hold it longer, because she doesn't want to let the moment end. I remember hearing someone say once, a woman who is interested in you will always give you that extra second of eye contact. That extra second is everything. It's the difference between common courtesy and personal interest. It's the difference between a stranger and someone who wants to know you deeper. And brothers, you cannot afford to be blind to that difference. So the next time a woman greets you, I want you to slow down and pay attention. Does her gaze linger? Do her eyes light up? Does she hold your attention just a beat longer than necessary? That's not random. That's not meaningless. That's her heart speaking a silent language that only the discerning can hear. Now let me leave you with this. A woman who greets you with locked eyes is sending you an invitation, but it's not an invitation to take advantage. It's an invitation to see her, to know her, to honor her. And if you are the kind of man who can recognize that, you'll realize her greeting was never just about hello. It was about connection. It was about acknowledgement. It was about attraction wrapped in silence. So don't miss it, brother. The next time her eyes lock onto yours in that greeting, remember you are being spoken to in a language deeper than words. And if you're wise, you'll listen with your spirit as much as your ears, because sometimes the eyes say what the lips are too afraid to confess. Brother, let's talk about something subtle but powerful, something most men don't even notice because they're not paying attention to body language. I'm talking about the physical lean. When a woman greets a man she secretly likes, her body will betray her feelings just like her smile and her voice. See, words can be chosen carefully. Eyes can sometimes be managed with discipline, but the body, it has its own truth. And when a woman greets you, if she leans in even slightly, that is not random. That is not accident. That is attraction showing up in the physical realm. You got to understand that proximity is a love language all on its own. People don't lean in toward those they are comfortable with. People don't lean toward those they're trying to avoid, and people don't lean toward those they have no interest in. When someone leans in even just an inch, it means I want to be closer to you. I feel safe here. I feel drawn to you. So when she greets you and her body shifts forward, her shoulders turn toward you, her torso angles in your direction, that's her spirit expressing something her mouth may never say out loud. Think about it. When someone doesn't like you or doesn't trust you, what do? They pull away, they fold their arms, they turn their body slightly aside. They create distance because distance is safety. But when she leans in, she is breaking down the invisible wall. She's saying with her body, I want you in my space. I'm willing to let you come close. And brothers, that's not small. That is significant. Now, don't get it twisted. I'm not talking about a dramatic lean where she's throwing herself into your arms. I'm talking about the subtle lean that happens almost unconsciously. Maybe you step toward her and instead of stepping back, she instinctively steps toward you. Maybe she tilts her head a little closer as she says your name. Maybe her shoulder angles toward you while everyone else is still facing the other way. These little shifts are easy to overlook, but they are powerful indicators of attraction. And here's the thing. Women know what they're doing with their space. They are taught from a young age to be cautious about who gets access to them. If she's giving you that lean, it means you've already passed an unspoken test. It means her guard is down in that moment. It means she feels a level of comfort and interest that not every man receives. That lean is a form of permission. That lean is an unspoken message. You can step closer because I like how your presence feels. Brothers, you got to respect that. Don't ever take advantage of that lean. Don't ever misinterpret it as license to cross boundaries. She hasn't opened up. Recognize it for what it is, attraction. Respect it as a signal, not as an invitation to overstep. Too many men ruin their chances because they mismanage these signals. A wise man notices, discerns, and honors the gesture without exploiting it. Let me break it down even more. The lean is not just about distance. It's also about alignment. When she greets you, notice how her body aligns with yours. Is she squared up, facing you directly, leaning slightly into your space, or is she angled away, half turned, ready to move on? Alignment speaks. A woman who secretly likes you will align her body toward you in ways she doesn't toward others. Even if it's just her feet pointing in your direction, that's her subconscious saying, this is where my attention is. This is where my interest lies. And let me add this. Sometimes the lean isn't just physical, it's energetic. You can feel it. She may not move a single step closer, but when she greets you, it feels like her whole presence is leaning in. Her energy is reaching towards you. Her focus is narrowed on you. She's drawing you in without touching you. That's the kind of lean that makes you feel like the whole room disappeared and you're the only person she sees. That's not politeness, that's attraction. Now, let me share this with you because some of you brothers might be wondering how to tell the difference between friendliness and attraction. The difference is in consistency and exclusivity. Friendly women may lean in toward everyone, they're just warm people. But a woman who secretly likes you leans in toward you differently. It may be more often, it may be longer, it may be combined with the other signals like that extended smile, that sweetened voice, that locked eye contact. Attraction is rarely shown in just one signal. It's usually a cluster. The lean is part of the cluster. I'll never forget a conversation I had with a young brother who was confused about a woman he liked. He said, RC, I don't know if she likes me or if she's just being nice. I asked him, when she greets you, does she move toward you or away from you? He thought about it and said she always kind of leans in, almost like she's pulled into the conversation. I said, brother, women don't lean toward men they're not drawn to. That's your answer right there. Sometimes the answer is written in the body language, but we're too blind to see it. And listen, there's also a flip side. If a woman greets you and immediately leans back, pulls away, creates space, take that seriously too. That's her saying, I don't want this closeness. Don't press it. Respect her boundaries. Attraction pulls in, disinterest pushes back. Don't confuse the two. A mature man can read the difference and act accordingly. But when she greets you with that subtle lean, that little forward tilt, that alignment of body and energy, you ought to know what's happening. That's her body betraying her secret. That's her attraction slipping past her guard. That's her saying without words, I want you a little closer. Brother, don't ignore these things. Don't brush past them as if they mean nothing. Because a woman's greeting is never just about formality. It's layered. It's textured. It's full of meaning if you have the wisdom to see it. That lean is not casual. That lean is her truth, showing up in her body language. So I leave you with this. The next time she greets you, watch how her body moves. Does she step in or does she step out? Does she angle toward you or away from you? Does her presence feel like it's leaning in even if her feet never move? Because in that lean, you will hear her heart speaking. And if you are wise, you will honor what you see and treat it with the respect it deserves. Because sometimes the body says what the lips will never dare to confess. Brother, let me take my time with this one, because it's one of the clearest yet most misunderstood signals a woman gives when she secretly likes a man. I'm talking about the touch. That small, seemingly innocent moment when she greets you and her hand brushes against your arm, when her fingers linger a second longer on your shoulder, when her hug is just a little tighter or a little warmer than what's required. That touch, my brother, is never casual. It carries weight. It carries meaning. And if you have eyes to see and wisdom to discern, you'll recognize it for what it is. Attraction leaking out into action. And listen to me carefully. Women are extremely selective about who gets access to their space, and even more selective about who gets access to their touch. A woman doesn't just hand out physical affection to anybody. She may be polite, she may be kind, she may even be friendly, but when it comes to touch, especially in a greeting, that's intentional, that's a privilege. That's something she reserves for those she feels a certain comfort with, a certain trust in, and yes, a certain attraction toward. So when she greets you, and instead of just saying hello from a distance, she reaches out and puts her hand on your arm, that's her saying, I want to connect with you on a deeper level. When she gives you that hug that lasts just a second too long, that's her saying, I don't mind being in your space. In fact, I like it. When she squeezes your hand or pats your shoulder, that's her saying, without words, I want you to feel my presence. Now, some of you brothers are so distracted, so busy, that you overlook these gestures. You chalk it up to friendliness and keep moving. But I'm telling you, a woman's touch is deliberate. She knows the power of her own body language. She knows what it means to reach out and make contact. And when she chooses to do that with you, she's making a statement. She's revealing something she may not have the courage to say. But I need to pause here and give a warning because too many men misinterpret touch and turn it into something it's not. Just because a woman touches you doesn't mean she's inviting you into intimacy, doesn't mean she's ready for something physical, doesn't mean you have the right to overstep. No, no, no. That's where immaturity and disrespect show up. You've got to be wise enough to recognize her touch as a signal of attraction, not an invitation to violate her boundaries. Respect her, honor her, handle her delicately, because the quickest way to lose a woman's trust is to mismanage the little gestures she gives. Now let's go deeper. There are different types of touches you need to pay attention to. There's the light brush, the fingertips across your hand, the casual graze on your arm. That's subtle, but it's intentional. That's her testing the waters, seeing how you respond, seeing if you notice. Then there's the lingering touch, the handshake that doesn't release right away, the hand on your shoulder that stays there while she talks. That's bolder. That's her saying, I don't mind the connection lasting a little longer. And then there's the full embrace, the hug that feels warm, intentional, and meaningful. A hug can tell you everything you need to know. If it's quick and stiff, that's politeness. But if it's close, warm, maybe even paired with a sigh or a smile, that's her saying, I feel safe with you. I like being close to you. And let me tell you something else, brother. Women don't just touch, they touch differently depending on who you are to them. She may hug everyone in the room, but when she hugs you, it feels different. She may pat everyone's back, but when she pats yours, it lingers. That's the difference you've got to pay attention to. That's the secret she's letting slip out through her fingertips. I remember once counseling a young man who was confused about a woman in his circle. He said, RC, I don't know if she's interested or if I'm reading too much into it. I asked him, when she greets you, does she touch you? He said, yes, almost every time. She'll grab my arm, or she'll hug me, or she'll hold on to my hand just a little longer than normal. I told him, brother, you're not imagining things. Women don't do that with men they don't feel something for. That touch is her language. She's speaking to you without words. But again, I've got to come back to respect. Just because she reaches out doesn't mean you grab hold of more than what she's offering. A man of character knows how to receive a gesture without corrupting it. If she pats your arm, you don't pull her in. If she hugs you, you don't take liberties. You honor what she gives and nothing more. Because the moment she senses that you can't handle a small touch responsibly, she will never trust you with more. Let me also highlight this truth. A woman's touch carries energy. That little brush of her hand can leave you thinking about her for hours. That hug can shift your whole day. That's the feminine power God put in women, the ability to nurture, to encourage, to affirm with something as simple as a touch. And when she directs that power toward you in a greeting, that's not ordinary, that's extraordinary. That's her investing her energy in you. Some of you brothers don't even realize how much she's saying in that one gesture. She's saying, I trust you. She's saying, I want you to notice me. She's saying, I want to feel a little closer to you. And she's saying all of that without a single word, just by reaching out her hand. That's why I tell men all the time, you've got to slow down and pay attention. Don't miss the unspoken language, because the unspoken language is often louder than the words. So when she greets you with a touch, don't dismiss it, don't ignore it, and don't disrespect it. Recognize it for what it is. That's attraction clothed in subtlety. That's her heart reaching out through her fingertips. That's her way of letting you know, I see you differently than I see the others. Whether a woman's greeting is a story and her touch is one of the most powerful chapters in that story. Don't miss it. Don't mishandle it. And above all, don't take it for granted, because sometimes the smallest gestures carry the biggest meanings. That gentle touch on your arm may be her way of saying everything her lips are too shy to confess. And if you are wise, if you are mature, if you are discerning, you'll hear her heart loud and clear even in the silence of a single touch. Brother, lean in close, because this one right here is powerful and many men miss it. I'm talking about the way a woman uses your name when she greets you. Do you understand that your name is one of the most intimate things about you? It's your personal identity. It's the sound that has followed you all your life. And when a woman likes you, when she secretly feels something for you, she doesn't just say your name casually. She says it with warmth, with attention, with emphasis. And if you're discerning, you'll recognize that her use of your name is not just habit, it's a form of affection. Have you ever noticed, brother, that some women will greet everyone else in the room with a simple hey or hi, but when they get to you, it's different? She might say, well, hello, David, or good to see you, Marcus. She slows it down. She wraps her voice around your name like she's savoring it. She might even add a little tone, a little lilt, a little playfulness, because she wants you to feel something when you hear her say it. That's not just a greeting, that's an invitation into connection. Now, some of you may be saying, RC, maybe she's just polite. Maybe she just calls people by their names. And yes, politeness exists. But there's a difference. When she likes you, she doesn't just say your name as information, she says your name as music. She says it in a way that lands in your spirit. You feel it. It's almost like she's caressing you with her voice. And my brother, you better believe that's intentional. A woman knows the power of her voice. She knows how her tone can stir a man. And when she greets you using your name with that kind of sweetness, it's because she wants to make a personal deposit into your soul. Think about it like this. When she says, hey, you, that's general, that's anybody. That's impersonal. But when she says, hey, John, or hi, Anthony, she's singling you out. She's saying, you matter. You're not just another face in the crowd. I see you. And that's what every man craves, to be seen, to be recognized, to be acknowledged. That's why that name emphasis feels different, because it's personal. But let me dig deeper. Because women don't just use your name, they play with it. They'll shorten it into a nickname nobody else uses. They'll stretch it out with a little teasing flair. They'll add a sweetness at the end, like Chris becomes Chrissy or Michael becomes Mikey. And you think it's just fun, but that's intimacy. That's her pulling you into her inner circle without you even realizing it. That's her saying, I'm comfortable enough with you to give you a special version of your own identity. I remember counseling a brother who was confused about a woman in his office. He said, Pastor, I think she likes me, but she never comes out and says it. I asked him, when she greets you, what does she call you? He said, well, everybody else calls me James, but she calls me Jay. Nobody else does that. And when she says it, it feels different. I told him, brother, you've got your answer. That's not just a nickname. That's intimacy disguised as casual talk. That's her way of branding you with her attention. Now watch this. The woman will test the waters with your name. She'll say it and watch your reaction. If you light up, if you respond warmly, she knows she's reaching you. If you brush it off, she may pull back. But don't think for 1 second that she doesn't know what she's doing. The emphasis on your name is her way of knocking gently on the door of your spirit. It's her way of saying, do you feel me? Do you notice that I notice you? And I've got to say this to the brothers who are asleep at the wheel. Don't overlook this. Some of you are so distracted, so consumed with your own world that you miss the fact that she just wrapped her whole heart into the sound of your name. You think it's ordinary, but it's extraordinary. You think it's casual, but it's calculated. Women don't waste energy. If she puts that kind of sweetness into your greeting, it's because you matter to her. But let me also caution you. Just because she says your name sweetly doesn't mean she's giving you a green light to rush in. Don't be immature. Don't be presumptuous. Recognize it for what it is, a signal, not a promise. Your job is to handle it with maturity, to respect the subtlety of her gesture, and to decide whether you want to pursue it further. Immature men take a woman's name emphasis as permission for foolishness. Mature men take it as a clue and respond with wisdom. And here's the deeper thing. When a woman likes you, she doesn't just use your name in greeting, she uses it often. She'll repeat it in conversation. She'll weave it into the flow. Because saying your name makes her feel closer to you. Have you noticed that? When someone uses your name, it pulls your attention, it draws your focus, and she knows that. That's why she sprinkles it throughout her interaction with you. It's not random, it's relational. She's attaching herself to you every time she says it. Names carry energy. That's why God changed Abram's name to Abraham, Jacob's name to Israel, Simon's name to Peter. A name speaks destiny, speaks identity. And when a woman likes you, she intuitively understands the weight of your name. She says it with honor, with affection, sometimes even with reverence. She may not even realize it consciously, but in her spirit, she's aligning herself with your identity. That's deep, my brother. That's not surface level stuff. So what am I saying? Pay attention to the details. When she greets you, listen to how she says your name. Does her voice soften? Does her tone rise? Does she stretch it out a little longer than necessary? Does she create a special version just for you? Those are clues. Those are signals. That's her heart peeking out through her words. And let me tell you this. A woman's emphasis on your name is not just about attraction. It's about respect. A woman who truly likes you will honor who you are, and she shows that honor by how she handles your identity. She won't belittle it. She won't dismiss it. She won't treat you like everybody else. She will highlight you. She will affirm you. She will celebrate you, even in the smallest things like the way she says your name. So, brother, don't be blind. Don't ignore the music in her voice when she greets you. Don't dismiss the warmth in the way she calls your name. That's not just words, that's affection coded in syllables. That's her sending you a message, hoping you're wise enough to receive it. When a woman greets you with emphasis on your name, she's telling you, I see you. I value you. I like you. She may never come out and say it directly, but it's in her voice every time she speaks your name. And if you are discerning, if you are attentive, if you are mature, you will hear her heart speaking loud and clear through the simple, powerful way she calls you by name. Brother, I need you to sit with me on this one because it is one of the most undeniable, most consistent, most powerful signals a woman gives when she secretly likes a man. The smile. Now, I'm not talking about that polite, let me be civil kind of smile. I'm not talking about that good morning grin that she gives to everyone at the office. No, I'm talking about the kind of smile that comes from her soul, the kind of smile that lights up her entire face, the kind of smile that seems to appear almost involuntarily whenever you walk into her presence. That smile, my brother, is more than teeth and lips. It is energy. It is emotion. It is attraction spilling out of her spirit. See, a woman can fake a lot of things, but it is hard for her to fake a genuine, radiant smile that bursts out whenever she sees you. The body keeps score, the heart speaks without words, and the smile tells on her every single time. When she likes you, she can't help it. You walk in the room, her lips curl upward, her eyes brighten, her body posture changes. That's not an accident, that's chemistry. That's her soul recognizing something in you that stirs her joy. Have you ever noticed, brother, that some people walk in the room and you don't even flinch, but there's that one person, just their presence changes your whole emotional climate. You can't stop yourself from lighting up. That's what's happening with her when she smiles at you like that. It's not duty, it's not manners, it's delight. You make her spirit leap and her face exposes it. And watch this. It's not just the smile itself, it's the timing. She smiles quicker when it's you. You could be across the room, you haven't even said a word yet, and already her face has changed. Why? Because just the thought of you, just the sight of you sparks something in her heart. Her mind associates you with warmth, with comfort, with excitement, and it leaks out before she can stop it. That's why some brothers are confused, thinking, why does she always seem so happy when she sees me? Brother, that's not coincidence. That's attraction. Now, I've got to go deeper. A woman's smile when she likes you is not the same as her professional smile or her social smile. Look at her eyes. If she's just being polite, her mouth may curve, but her eyes stay the same. But when she's genuinely happy to see you, when she secretly likes you, her eyes dance. They sparkle. There's a twinkle that you can't manufacture. Scientists even have a word for it. They call it the Duchenne smile. When the muscles around the eyes activate along with the lips, that's the smile of authenticity, the smile of joy, the smile of attraction. And my brother, if you're wise, you'll catch it. And sometimes she tries to fight it. She may even try to play it cool. She may say to herself, don't let him know how much you like him. Don't be obvious. But the body betrays the heart. She can suppress her words, but that smile sneaks out anyway. She'll cover it with her hand. She'll turn her face away. She'll try to hide it, but you caught it. That quick grin, that sudden brightness, that little laugh bubbling under the surface. That's her soul telling on her. Let me give you an example. I was counseling a young lady once, and she admitted she was interested in a man, but didn't know how to express it. She said, Pastor, I don't even know what to say around him. I asked, so what do you do when you see him? She laughed and said, I can't help it. I just start smiling. It's embarrassing. Do you see it? Even she recognized her smile was revealing what her words couldn't. That's how powerful this thing is. But let me pause and teach you something important. A wise man doesn't exploit the smile. He appreciates it, but he doesn't abuse it. Just because a woman lights up around you doesn't mean you've got license to mishandle her heart. Respect the fact that her smile is a gift. It's her vulnerability showing. It's her saying, you make me feel good inside. Don't take advantage of that. Don't play with it. Don't turn it into a game. If you're not serious, don't entertain it. If you are serious, then value it, cherish it, and respond with the maturity of a man who knows how to handle a woman's heart with care. Now let's talk about the difference between a regular smile and the smile of attraction. The regular smile is quick, it's shallow, it fades fast. The smile of attraction lingers. It stays there as she looks at you. Sometimes she even forgets she's smiling because she's so caught up in the moment. That's the one you've got to pay attention to. If you find her gazing at you with that glowing look, that's not business as usual, that's affection. And sometimes it's not just the smile, it's the laugh. She greets you with a smile, but the joy spills over into a little giggle, a light chuckle. Even if you haven't said anything funny, she's laughing. Why? Because laughter is intimacy. It's the body's way of saying, I feel safe, I feel comfortable, I feel delighted in your presence. Brother, don't ignore that. That's gold. But let me also say this, the smile is one of the most disarming weapons a woman has. A woman who secretly likes you may use her smile to soften you, to draw you in, to test if you notice her. It's her way of breaking down walls without saying a word. And if you're perceptive, you'll realize that she's communicating volumes through that simple gesture. Now, here's the spiritual side of this. The Bible says, a merry heart maketh a cheerful countenance. When a woman's heart leaps at the sight of you, her countenance reflects it. Her joy leaks out through her smile. That's why it feels so real, so radiant, so warm, because it's not surface, it's spirit. She's not just smiling with her face, she's smiling with her heart. So let me bring this home. If you walk into the room and she greets you with that radiant, effortless, uncontainable smile, don't ignore it. Don't chalk it up as coincidence. Don't dismiss it as politeness. Recognize it for what it is, attraction, affection, admiration, all wrapped up in one simple gesture. That's her heart on display. That's her soul leaking out through her face. That's her secret told without a single word. And if you're wise, you'll hear it loud and clear, because sometimes the most powerful greetings aren't spoken at all. They're smiled. Brother, let me take you into one of the most subtle yet undeniable signals a woman gives when she secretly likes a man. It's in her voice. You see, when a woman greets you, her voice is not just about sound, it's about energy, it's about feeling, it's about intention. And when she likes you, that greeting doesn't sound like it does with everybody else. No, no, no. It shifts, it softens, it sweetens. Sometimes it even rises a little higher or drops lower, depending on her mood. But however it shows up, it's different, it's marked, it's reserved, especially for you. Now, let me break it down. A woman uses her voice as a tool of connection. She knows that the way she speaks to a man can disarm him, inspire him, or draw him in closer. So when she likes you, she unconsciously or sometimes consciously adjusts her tone when she greets you. Listen closely, because her voice will tell you everything her words are hiding. Some of you brothers think a hello is just a hello, but no, it's not. A hello carries flavor, carries melody, carries warmth, carries spirit, and when it's directed toward the man she likes, it comes out different. She might drag it out a little longer. She might soften it into a gentle whisper, hi. She might infuse it with a kind of playfulness. Well, look who it is, that variation. My brother is attraction coded in sound. That's her voice dressing up her greeting just for you. And watch this, compare it. Listen to how she greets others. She might say, hey, to 5 people, all in the same casual tone. But when it's you, her voice lifts, her energy shifts. There's an extra sparkle in it that's not random, that's intentional. That's her heart leaking into her tone. But here's the thing, women are masters of modulation. They can use the same word in 10 different ways, and each way communicates something different. She can say hi in a cold, clipped manner that shuts you down. She can say hi in a professional tone that keeps it business, or she can say hi in a soft, sing-song voice that feels personal, warm, inviting. And if she greets you with that last one, pay attention, that's not surface. That's emotion showing up in sound. Now, here's where it gets even deeper. When she likes you, her voice will often drop into what I call the intimacy zone. She may lower it just slightly, make it smoother, richer, because unconsciously she's drawing you into her space. Or she may raise it slightly, make it lighter, more playful, because she wants you to feel her excitement. Either way, her tone changes because of you. Her spirit can't stay neutral when you're present. And don't miss this, sometimes she laughs in her greeting. She can't just say your name, she has to chuckle, to giggle, to add music to her words. That laughter is not filler, it's attraction spilling over. It's her saying, "You bring joy to me, and my voice can't help but celebrate it." I once spoke with a young brother who said, "Pastor, I can't tell if she likes me or if I'm just imagining things." I asked him, "How does she greet you?" He thought for a moment and said, "You know what? When she sees me, her voice goes higher. She kind of sings my name, and she doesn't do that with anybody else." I told him, "Son, that's not your imagination. That's her heart speaking. That's her attraction woven into her tone." See, brother, a woman's voice carries her spirit. If she's cold, you hear it. If she's disinterested, you hear it. If she's annoyed, you hear it. But if she's delighted in you, if she's secretly fond of you, if she's drawn to you, you will hear that too. You'll hear the warmth. You'll hear the softness. You'll hear the care. And that's why I tell men, don't just listen to her words. Listen to how she says them. The tone is often louder than the content. Now, let me caution you, because immaturity will ruin this. Some men hear the sweetness in a woman's voice and immediately sexualize it. They misinterpret her friendliness as invitation. That's dangerous. That's immature. You've got to be wise enough to recognize the difference between a woman who is simply kind and a woman who is genuinely attracted. The difference is consistency. If her voice consistently changes when she greets you, softer, warmer, more playful, that's not politeness, that's personal. And you got to respect it. Don't mock her, don't tease her for it, don't expose it in a way that embarrasses her. That's her being vulnerable. That's her opening a small window into her heart. Handle it with care. Now, let me tell you something deeper still. The power of the female voice is no small thing. Studies have shown that men respond biologically to changes in a woman's tone. Her voice can calm you, excite you, comfort you, or captivate you. That's how God designed it. That's why when she greets you with that subtle shift, you feel it. It hits your spirit. It stirs something in you that you can't quite explain. That's not imagination, that's resonance. Her spirit is vibrating on a frequency that connects with yours. Brother, if you're discerning, you'll realize that her greeting is more than just sound. It's her soul speaking. It's her way of saying, I notice you, I like you, I want you to feel special, and she can pack all of that into one simple hello. So pay attention. The next time she greets you, don't just hear the word, hear the music. Listen for the sweetness, the shift, the playfulness. Notice if she says your name like she's singing it. Notice if her voice softens like she's speaking only to you. Notice if she giggles, if she laughs, if she lights up. That's her heart speaking in tones. And remember this, words may lie, but tone tells the truth. If her mouth says, oh, you're just a friend, but her voice greets you with warmth, every time, brother, believe the tone. The truth is in the sound. So when a woman greets you with a shift in her voice, don't dismiss it. Don't chalk it up as coincidence. That's her secret slipping out. That's her attraction wrapped in melody. That's her heart disguised as a hello. And if you are wise, if you are mature, if you are attentive, you'll catch it. Because sometimes the loudest confessions come whispered in a tone only your spirit was meant to hear. Brother, this last point is one of the most telling yet most overlooked signals of them all. The nervous energy in her body language when she greets you. Now, let me tell you something. When a woman secretly likes a man, her spirit gets a little restless in his presence. She may be trying her best to appear cool, calm, collected, but her body tells on her. Her hands fidget, her feet shift, her posture changes, her breathing quickens. Something about her physicality exposes the storm inside. And if you are discerning, you will see that nervous energy for what it really is, attraction wrapped in anxiety. Think about it. If you're just another man, her greeting is casual, easy, mechanical. She doesn't have to think about it. She doesn't have to overcompensate. But when you're the man her heart secretly beats for, suddenly every detail matters to her. She's asking herself, do I look okay? Did I smile right? Did I say the right thing? Did I hug too long? Did I reveal too much? That inner dialogue produces nervous energy, and it spills out in her greeting. Maybe she's playing with her hair while she talks to you. Maybe she can't keep her eyes on you for too long because she feels exposed. Maybe she laughs a little too quickly, or her voice shakes just a little. Maybe her hands are moving more than usual, or she tucks them into her pockets to calm herself down. Brother, those are not accidents. That's attraction showing up in real time. I remember once counseling a young brother who said, Pastor, I don't know if this woman is into me or she's just shy. I asked him, what happens when she greets you? He said, well, she gets kind of awkward. She stumbles over her words, she fidgets with her necklace, she looks down, then back up with a smile. I told him, son, that's not just shyness, that's nervous energy. That's her heart racing because you affect her more than she wants to admit. And let's be honest, brother, nervousness is not weakness. It's evidence of care. If she didn't care, she'd be smooth, she'd be relaxed, she'd be unbothered. But the fact that she gets a little clumsy, a little jittery, a little undone around you, that means you matter. You've penetrated her defenses, and she's trying to manage it. That's the truth of attraction. It doesn't always show up polished. Sometimes it shows up messy. Now, here's what's fascinating. Nervous energy doesn't always look the same. For some women, it looks like silence. She gets tongue-tied, can't think of what to say, so she just gives you a quick smile and looks away. For others, it looks like over-talking. She says too much, fills the space with chatter because she doesn't want to mess up the moment. For some, it looks like physical fidgeting, crossing and uncrossing her arms. shifting her weight from foot to foot. For others, it looks like overcompensating confidence, laughing a little too loud, hugging a little too hard, pretending she's more comfortable than she is. All of it is nervous energy. All of it is attraction leaking out through the crack. Now, let me caution you here. An immature man will misread nervous energy as rejection. He'll say, she's acting weird around me, she must not like me. But a wise man understands that awkwardness often means interest. Because if she didn't care, she wouldn't be nervous. She wouldn't be invested in how you perceive her. Her body wouldn't betray her like that. Nervousness is the body's way of saying, this person matters. Brother, have you ever noticed how even the most confident people stumble a little when they're around someone they secretly desire? That's the human condition. That's how God wired us. And when you see that in her greeting, don't dismiss it. That's not just nerves, that's her attraction manifesting physically. Let me go deeper. Nervous energy often comes with a battle inside her. Part of her wants to appear confident and unaffected, but another part of her is excited and vulnerable. So you'll see contradictions. She might avoid your eyes, but then steal quick glances when she thinks you're not looking. She might act casual, but her hand trembles when she hugs you. She might greet you with a joke, but you hear the quiver in her voice. That tension, that push and pull is nervous energy, and it's one of the purest signs that her heart is caught up. And here's where I have to speak to your responsibility. When you notice that nervous energy in her greeting, don't exploit it. Don't make fun of her for fumbling. Don't tease her for being awkward. Don't embarrass her. That's vulnerability on display. That's her soul showing itself without permission. A real man protects that. A real man creates safety so that her nervousness eventually transforms into comfort. If she's jittery around you at first, but over time grows more relaxed in your presence, that means you handled her well. Let me also add this. Nervous energy often shows up in the timing of the greeting. Have you noticed how sometimes a woman will spot you and hesitate before approaching? She saw you, but she's gathering herself. She's fixing her hair, adjusting her clothes, checking her phone for no reason, buying herself a few seconds to calm down before she steps into your space. That hesitation, that pause, that preparation, that's nervous attraction. She doesn't want to come to you unready. She wants her greeting to leave an impression. Brother, when you see all of these little signs, her fidgeting, her hesitations, her quick glances, her over laughter, her stumbling words, don't miss the message. That's her spirit saying, you affect me, you shake me, you matter to me more than the others. That's nervous energy, and nervous energy is one of the truest confessions a woman can make without saying a word. And here's the beauty of it. Nervous energy eventually evolves. At first, it shows up as jitters, but if you handle her with care, that nervousness turns into ease. That awkwardness turns into comfort. That hesitation turns into openness. And when she gets to that place where she greets you with calm confidence, but still with that special sparkle, brother, you've got her heart. Because nervousness was the seed and now connection is the fruit. So let me leave you with this. Don't overlook the nervous energy in her greeting. Don't misinterpret it as disinterest. Don't embarrass her for it. Recognize it for what it is, a sign that you move her spirit, that you stir her emotions, that you matter enough to disrupt her composure. That's not rejection, that's revelation. When a woman greets you with nervous energy, when her body betrays the secret her lips won't confess, she's telling you everything you need to know. And if you're wise, mature, and discerning, you'll see it clearly that awkwardness is attraction, that fidgeting is affection, that hesitation is hidden desire. And all of it is her heart whispering, "You matter to me more than you know."